Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. It is Tuesday, the 12th of December. I'm just going to check one thing. I just want to check one thing. Where the fuck's the app? There it is. Come on. For the first time since I bought the stock 2-3 weeks ago, my Tesla stock is making me money. Yes!
Very nice.
Yes! Buy those electric semi-trucks, Anheuser-Busch. Buy them!
Those semi-trucks are pretty fucking sweet, actually.
Sweet. Oh, PepsiCo put in an order for them, for 100 of them. Oh, good work, good work. Fucking putting my kids through college. So this is episode 235 of Dude and a Monkey. My name is Ian Loring, and as always, I'm joined by
Mark Foster. Hello, everybody.
Okay, so big show this week. Well, I say that Mark's probably going to have to do the majority of talking about the Disaster Artist because it's literally been over 2 weeks since I've seen it, and he saw it yesterday. So
I did indeed.
He can refresh my memory. We'll also have probably quite a bit of what we watched. The usual tangenty stuff as well, I'm sure. Just to say, if you're not on the Patreon, you've missed 2 extra podcasts this week, and you missed a longer playing it forward with a disgusting story, which I cut out. So patreon.com/Dude and a Monkey. I also just want to say as well, we have lowered the tier to $2.50 so that patrons are not fucked by the bizarre changes that Patreon made last week. It's going to make us less money, but it makes me feel better in my soul.
Yeah, we keep saying this. It's not necessarily, we're not doing it to make money. We're doing it literally just to essentially to put towards stuff. And the fact that we are definitely looking at avenues next year of how we can meet up and sort of bring that a little bit more of that to you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, yeah, there's that. So, quite a bit of film news. It looks like
there has been, actually.
Disney and Fox is going ahead. Deal expected Thursday. Announcement expected Thursday.
Yeah.
That does not sound like a good idea. Unless Fox is some sort of imprint that puts out the less Disney type stuff like Touchstone used to be in the past.
I could say like Touchstone used to be for them, yeah.
Just because Disney will now be putting out Deadpool, that's fucking weird.
But to be fair to not to be fair to them as such, but to be fair to the way that Touchstone did, Touchstone put out some very good stuff, over the years, and it never. Touchstone never felt compromised by Disney as such.
No, exactly. I mean, we'll see. It, it's like basically Disney's buying everything. It's kind of like, what can you do about it? Not all that much.
No, they're essentially they're not making the same mistakes as they did the last time they had a bit of a boom, whereby they tried to go, right, well, we're Disney, we can do this. This time they're going, we're going to buy this, we're going to buy this, we're going to buy this. And also as well, the fact that Disney are going out and buy, they've already bought Lucasfilm and they've bought Marvel and they're now going to buy Fox. Can we actually start to look back and say that all of this and this Disney becoming again becoming the media behemoth that it's really become again? I think it's about time we all appreciated that it's all down to one man, one wonderful man. You know who that is, don't you?
Robert Downey Jr.
It's Zac Efron. Because High School Musical essentially made them so much fucking money out of the blue that they were like, holy shit, what the fuck's going on here? And it allowed them to start investing in stuff and going a bit fucking crazy. And they've kind of made all the right decisions from there. And then, of course, Frozen happened, and Frozen made them an uncountable amount of fucking money and all that. So, essentially, we either have Zac Efron to thank for it or to hate for it. And I'm going to thank him because he's a wonderful man.
Okay. That's not a perspective I had previously been privy to, but I respect it. I respect it, Mark.
Fucking High School Musicals. I quite like the High School Musical movies. They were all right.
Of course you did.
I saw number 3 in the cinema.
I saw 3 in the cinema, but I had to test the print, so
I paid to go and see it
with
Isabel.
Oh, you did. Okay,
I did with Isabel. Yeah.
Okay.
She was about the right age for it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. We've had other stuff as well, but I can't fucking remember. But I swear there was some big stuff this week.
Was it Time Out voted a TV show as number 4 in their best movies of the year?
And Sight and Sound did it number 2. Right. Twin Peaks: The Return. Everybody, all listeners to this podcast know how much we like that fucking series.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was one of the best things I watched this year. It's not a fucking film. As much as everybody wants it to be a film for some fucking weird makes it more respectable thing.
As we said, consistently, it's amazing because essentially it's an 18-hour movie broken down into a TV series, right? We said that numerous times, but the fact remains is it was still a TV show.
Yeah.
So it's just it's not a film, and also as well, just vote it as the number 1 TV show of the year, because if you don't vote it as number 1 TV show of the year, then it's fucking stupid. If when they're doing their best TV shows of the year, which I didn't read whether or not they did or they have or they haven't or whatever, if they put Game of fucking Thrones or whatever else that they might do ahead of it, it's a bit like, well, hang on a minute. If it's the best film and you're not going to put anything else, it doesn't make sense. It's baffling. I don't. There should have been somebody there when they went, do you know what? We're going to put it in there. Somebody there should have gone, do you know what? Can we not? Because I've got a really good reason for it. What? It's not a film. It's not a film, guys. It's just not. There's not even a cut of it that you could watch as a film. If you want to watch it and you want to buy the Blu-ray or anything like that, you've got to watch it, and then it plays an episode, it runs credits, and then it stops, and then it starts another episode, runs credits, and then it stops, plays credits, and then it stops, and then it starts another episode, which is really... There's a format that does that exact thing, and it's called TV.
And the thing is, you know what really pisses me off? You'll have some people saying, you've got to move with the times, and film is the form is fluid. But no, do you know what? No, it's not. This is a hill I'm gonna die on. A film is something that you can feasibly watch in one sitting in a cinema, and be done with it. It has the beginning, the middle, the end, and it is not 18 hours long. Showa is like 6 or 7 hours long or something.
Yeah.
The fucking O.J. Simpson one, not the fucking what's it called? Not because I got the People versus O.J. Simpson in my head, and that's not it. Was it O.J. Made in America?
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Right, that one. Yeah, it's 8 hours long. It was first shown in a cinema with an intermission, but they did the whole thing. Fine. I'm still a little bit weird about the fact that won Best Documentary at the Oscars last year, and the Oscars have actually now put in rules in place so that kind of thing doesn't happen again. And it's like, but that has got more of a justification, way more, than Twin Peaks. The only reason why people are saying Twin Peaks is a film is because it's David Lynch. That is the only reason why people are saying it's a film.
You're absolutely right, because it's a single director doing all of them. That can be you can use that as their out because it's a single director doing all of them, and it's all written by the same two guys. From there, so that you can say that it's not episodic in its creation, is what you could say. So that's their out from it. They're saying that in the way it was made and the way it was put together was like a film. Well, fine, that's fine, but then why wasn't True Detective nominated for Oscars?
Oh my God, yeah. Cary Fukunaga did it all, written by one guy.
Directed all of it, didn't he?
I tell you what. If True Detective came out this year, people would probably be putting that in there as well.
But I don't think they would. I think they would. They'd want to. They'd be people sat on a table saying, I wish we could put True Detective in there, and they go, yeah, but we can't because it's a TV show. And you hit the nail on the head exactly. The key point, the reason why people thought they could with this is because it's Lynch. Yeah, and this is coming from a huge Lynch fan and a huge Twin Peaks fan.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. We spent like a good 3-4 months basically coming over that series for the vast majority of it. Yeah,
and it's magnificent. But I think also as well, it's a little bit disrespectful to both film and TV at the same time.
It really is,
because they're different. They're different mediums. It's why people say, they're a TV actor or they're a film actor. And it used to be, if you go back 20 years, saying somebody, in the pre-Friends era, for instance, or the pre-24 era, if you said, they're a TV actor, it was seen as a lower thing. But then nowadays, they've ascended to the same thing. And, nowadays, when you look at it, actually, yes, film stars get more exposure and they get to be lauded around the world more. But you actually, if you get a TV show that is a fucking mega hit, you're actually probably going to make more money.
Yes, quite.
Because what you've got. I mean, you fucking hell. I remember years ago reading a thing, and we are going off a bit of a tangent here, but indulge us, people. I remember years ago reading a thing when Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston separated, and they totaled up their earnings for which one of them would have to, if it was a normal separation, which one of them would have to pay the other one alimony. And it basically announced that that Jennifer Aniston would have to, if it was a normal marriage, would have to pay Brad Pitt alimony because she earned almost twice as much as he did during the duration of their relationship. At the time, she was still seen as just a TV actress and he was an A-list movie star. But she was getting paid $2 million an episode for Friends. $2 million an episode for a 22-minute TV show. And, Brad Pitt's probably the most he's ever earned from making a film, and one of the biggest movie stars. I think you could claim, you could put him in that echelon of one of the biggest movie stars of all time, Brad Pitt, in terms of exposure and things like that. I would hazard to guess for the type of movies he makes, he's maybe earned a maximum of 10, 12 million for a film?
Yeah, sure.
It's that thing, and you shouldn't be judged on the amount of money you make. Fucking hell, Jim Carrey got paid $18 million for doing Liar Liar. There you go. It's not quality doesn't equal that. Adam Sandler's career. There you go. But you can't blur the lines because creatively you want to blur the lines. It doesn't make sense. It's not good for TV or for film.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I don't get it, man. I mean, because people are saying like, it's all just content these days, and it's like,
fuck off.
Yeah, is that what? I don't know. It's just like the whole, like the putting things in a box thing seems to be something that people aren't happy with these days. Some things are in a box. They are, and I'm not necessarily talking about fucking gender and or race or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm saying films are films. TV shows are TV shows, whether they're streaming or on TV. That is the general thing they are. games are games, music is music.
Yeah, once you start, people for the past 3 or 4 years have been lamenting the fact that the music industry has taken this turn, and the idea of artists making an album is gone, is done. And if you go back a couple of years, it was getting to the point of where you had, for instance, I can't remember whether it was Calvin Harris or DJ Tiesto, somebody like that, somebody who I wouldn't know any of their songs if they played, but they're huge in that field, is what I'd say there. And that's not belittling. It's just it's not in my sphere, so I don't. It was one of those. Let's say it was Calvin Harris. It might not have been. He said that he's never going to release another album again because there's no point.
No, it was Calvin Harris.
Was it?
Yeah.
Because he said he can just drop a collection of songs, be it 4 or 8 or 12 or 15 or 20 or whatever, whenever he wants on Spotify and on Apple Music and things like that. And he's not going to do albums anymore. And a few other people have kind of followed suit. I think Rihanna was talking about doing the same thing at the time as well, about the fact that she wasn't going to do that.
Do you know Ash were talking about that years ago?
Yes, I remember they were
singles out.
Just putting EPs out of either 4 songs or 7 songs or something like that, and doing 2 or 3 a year rather than 1 album a year.
Yeah.
And then what happened is you had fucking douchebag hipsters in plaid shirts and beards and square glasses started going, you know what? I fucking like vinyl. I like vinyl. And started buying vinyl again. And so the music industry went, hang on a minute, can we fucking sell people music again? Yeah. All right, well, fucking great. No. Bring albums back. Bring them back. We can fucking start selling them. Because these idiots are going to start buying them. If these idiots will start buying them, you'll get the nostalgia so that all people start buying, and it'll become a thing, and we can maybe rinse it for a few years, and there we go, and we can put that back on the shelf, because we'll still have that as well, and we'll have this. And so that's kind of happened, and it's put it on there. If you start referring to things as just content, immediately what you're doing is you're making it easier to bunch it and to market it and to put it together. And immediately, if a film stops becoming a film and a TV show stops becoming a TV show and an advert stops becoming a fucking advert and it all just becomes content, then what happens is everything just gets blurred, and no matter what happens, the quality of your content will go down. It's as simple as this. If you go into a restaurant and you order a salad, right, that salad will be better, and it's made by somebody and they bring it out to you as a salad, than if somebody gives you a fucking plate and goes, there's the fucking salad bar.
I get your, yes, okay, I now understand that. I had to think about it. I'll be honest, I had to think about it, but I get that and I agree.
Good.
Even though, to be fair, Get Out seems to be the best film of the year according to loads of fucking people, and I think that's a conversation that could provoke people to think that I'm saying something that I'm not. So
we'll probably have that discussion on our best of year show. The really weird thing is, we both really liked Get Out.
I rewatched Get Out. I will mention it now, and I won't talk about it in what we watched. I rewatched it. I liked it more than I did the first time round.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That film is not the best film of this year. It is not in the top 10 of best films this year. And I'm sorry, but it is only... I'm not going to. I mean, I can't speak for other people's minds. It's just, I wonder if what that film is trying to say elevates it beyond...
The film's politics and the film's political crusade that its fans have taken it on has elevated it into a position beyond the actual film itself's quality for many people.
Yes, the quality of the filmmaking in that film is not best of the year material. I understand. I think it's got it. It has got important shit to say. I think it's a very, very clever film. I also feel like I can't criticize it because otherwise somebody's going to accuse me of being racist.
Yeah, I don't have those problems.
I know you don't. Yeah, but like
The simple fact is for two things. One, I know with absolute that you are not a racist, and two, I know absolute that I am not a racist. So if I say something that is absolutely not racist in any way, like not even criticizing, but questioning the fucking hyperbole about a film, it's just not. It quite simply is just for saying, I don't get Drake. I don't understand why people like Drake. And I've shared this with you guys on WhatsApp, and I think Mike actually voiced the same thing. I don't think anyone likes Drake. I think it's a fucking myth. One person liked Drake and then told it that his mate and went, after Drake made music, and went, yeah, tell him it's good. And now nobody wants to admit that he's shit. And it will come out in a few years' time where somebody will go, it's a bit shit, and everyone will accept that it's shit. And you could easily point at me and say, oh, well, you don't like it because you're white. But no, it's just, I just don't like it. Simple as that.
Yeah.
In our political climate, it's a cultural fucking minefield.
Yeah, I mean,
criticizing certain things.
I criticised someone for having a pop at the poster for The Great Wall and saying it was whitewashing. I said, have you actually seen the film? And then I just had a hound, like, it was earlier in the year, and I just had people tweeting at me basically saying that I was racist. And it was just like, no, I'm not. I just, like, fucking, have you actually seen the film? It's not. It's actually really respectful, and the only reason why Matt Damon is in it is so more people see it. Like, do you not want a film with, like, made in China with a predominantly Chinese cast to be watched just because Matt Damon's in it? You know, and it's the ultra look at me liberalism, and I agree. There are people who genuinely feel this way. I have no experience of the black experience or the Chinese experience, whatever, the transgendered experience, whatever. I don't have experience of that. And I 100% can see that these things are very, very important to these people and those around them. But there are also it seems vocal, very, very vocal, but judging on the political climate of the world, minority of people who want to take on other people's causes to make them feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
And they shout very, very loudly.
Well, yeah, because if they didn't shout loudly, people just won't fucking listen.
Yeah, but then the world does fuck all about it anyway, you know. So that it just, yeah. Anyway, that's a bit of a wrap. Like, I don't want to talk about Get Out in year-end stuff because I don't think it deserves it.
Then we won't. We'll make a pact to not.
It's not going to be in top 5 surprises. It's not going to be in top 5 disappointments. It's a solid 4-star thriller.
Yeah.
It's a promising debut for Jordan Peele. I'm already fucking prepping myself to just fucking mute everything when his next film starts getting going. Just be like, it's like I feel for the guy. The expectation that's going to be placed on his fucking next film. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Like, that thing's going to have to be the second coming for some people.
Yeah, he's got such he's hit such a peak with that in terms of popularity, not in terms of quality. Although again, it is a very, very good film. I did enjoy it. The fucking come down, even if it's a 7 out of 10 movie, is going to be astronomical.
Yeah, quite. But do you know what? Apparently I've been in a bit of a bad mood about films because there is a film I will talk about later that every single other person who's seen it seems to adore. And I came out of it going, yeah, that's 1.5 out of 5. I don't fucking get it. We'll get to it, though.
I'm loving it. I'm going to love listening to that.
Fucking hell. Right, trailers, what we got?
Ready Player One trailer.
Fucking hell, Mark!
You were not a fan, and I actually quite liked it.
Wonka, except, oh, look, I remember that. Brilliant. I got that for 2 hours to fucking look forward to. Brilliant.
Do you know what? The thing is, I actually can't disagree with you in any way, because when you said that, I was literally just about to start watching the trailer as that WhatsApp message came through, and I went, he's right. And then it finished, I thought, yeah, I'm fine with that.
But it just, it's, I don't know. I mean, the one thing that really, really
I have a feeling the actual film's going to irritate the shit out of me.
Right, Mark Rylance looks like he literally put on a wig and was just reading some words just off camera. Just what the fuck was that? The legs on the poster, but that's not even. I just what the fuck? How did that get through?
I have no idea on that.
So fucking, I don't get it. Ben Mendelsohn needs to find the thing in the Oasis, because then it's going to give him control of everything, and then everybody's got to save Oasis, and then Tracer from Overwatch is there for some fucking because there are a bunch of people who play Overwatch who maybe don't watch Stranger Things and so don't have the nostalgia thing. So it's like, look, her from Overwatch. Just in case you have no idea what I'm talking about, because you may well not. There's a character who appears towards the end of the trailer along with Chun-Li from Street Fighter. And there's a character called Tracer from Overwatch. Overwatch is a fantastic game. Tracer has become an icon of the LGBTQ gamer community.
Is that why?
Yes, and
is what players Overwatch. That's all.
Okay, right, interesting. Is it her favourite character?
I don't know. I've never talked to her about it.
All right, mate. I'll ask her what her favourite character, because I know you were discussing something a little while back. That might be something to ask Izzy.
Yeah.
Okay. But she's actually also a really, really good character to play.
Cool.
But she's annoying as fuck. Tracer, not Izzy. I don't know. Izzy might well be. I don't fucking know. She's like 13, isn't she? She's probably a dickhead.
Yeah. A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. She appears at the end along with Chun-Li, and it's like, fucking, literally, this whole marketing campaign is, look, there's things in there from other things. Look, there's things in there. The first trailer annoyed me more because it was cinematic game changer Steven Spielberg and the holy grail of pop culture. Like, that's how they described the book, and it was like, oh my god. And it just, everything about this has my heckles up, and I feel like an old man. But do you know what? It's fine. I'll die. 3D printing and the trailers for Ready Player One leave me comfortable with death. I'm too old for this earth.
Fair enough. Yeah,
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah. So I'm fine with it. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Well, it is a shit show as well, Mark. Right. What do you think of this one? Do you like this one?
I don't get it. Is it a trailer for a film, or is it a bunch of like outtakes from the first film? I don't really know what's going on, is what I'll say. Everyone's right. It feels really fucking rushed, this trailer. And it feels a little bit rushed, and it feels a little bit like, look, we get it. You wanted to get it out so you could put it before Star Wars, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
But really that.
Yeah.
It's very messy, and it makes me look at it and go, do you know what? If that's the film, it's gonna be crap. That is the disaster that Jurassic World could have been. It's just a lot of things running.
Yeah, it's it's a shit trailer.
It is a shit trailer.
There's really nothing in it that is particularly exciting. I don't know. It's just like 20 years ago, a volcano and a dinosaur would be quite exciting, but in a post-Geostorm world, it just won't cut it.
Rampage looks better than that.
Oh, mate, I tell you what, I saw the Rampage trailer on the big screen last night before Blade of the Immortal. Oh, my days. Yes,
I
please.
bet it was yummy, wasn't it?
George! I'm comfortably looking forward to Rampage more than Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I'm looking forward to running a marathon more than watching Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Yep.
I tell you what, man, like, because you guys, I think, are coming down for the weekend. After that marathon, we should go drinking, and I'll just fall asleep after 20 minutes. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Well, we are coming down this week. We're going to literally be at the finishing line eating sandwiches.
Oh, fuck.
Pretty much everything me and Noel do involves sandwiches.
I remember after the half marathon, man, like, I was wrecked. I mean, fucking God knows what I'm going to be like after this bloody thing. But don't eat fucking pricks. Don't eat sandwiches. So Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the trailer looks really, really bad, but I like the monster calls, so I do have some hope.
Why isn't Colin Trevorrow directing this one then?
Because he was going to do Star Wars.
Of course it was, yeah. That was the reason, yeah. You were never really here?
I didn't see this one, and this is the Joaquin Phoenix one. Okay, yeah, go.
Yeah, looks very good.
Yeah,
looks very good. Joaquin
Phoenix
with a baseball cap and a beard, avenging people with a hammer.
That'll do.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, looks very good. And the final one I've got is 7 Days in Entebbe, which I think is already getting a name change. I believe. Okay. I believe. Sorry. It was originally called Entebbe, and now it's going under the name Entebbe, which is a Jose Padilla film.
Oh, okay.
Jose, have you not heard of this one?
No.
Ooh, so it's Jose Padilla, who of course did Elite Squad 2, two fantastic movies.
Did Narcos as well, didn't he?
And he did Narcos, and he's the only time he's foraged outside of that kind of world was he did RoboCop, which we both quite liked, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right.
But it didn't quite land. RoboCop. There was too many. He went with his style, and he had to deliver a PG-13 movie. And it was a PG-13 movie coming from a director who had made Elite Squad and Elite Squad 2, which were never going to be PG-13 movies. They're not about PG-13 content, which was based on a franchise that started out with a hard 18. It was 80s hyperviolence at its finest, RoboCop. And so it was never going to. It was the idea of making a PG-13 movie. Yes, you had toys and you had the cartoon and things like that. It was never going to work. Well, he's come back with a British film now called 7 Days in Entebbe about the terrorist flight 139 hijacking that was landed in Entebbe airport there in Tel Aviv. So, it's years ago there was a film with Yaphet Kotto, I believe, made about this called Raid on Entebbe, which was it's actually quite a good film, to be honest. But you could always who is it? Yeah, Peter Finch, Charles Bronson, Yaphet Kotto, Robert Loggia, and James Woods are in that one. James Woods isn't in it a lot, so if you want to watch it, you can. But yeah, it looks very good. Daniel Brühl, Vincent Cassel, Eddie Marzan, and Rosamund Pike. So yeah, looks very good. Yeah, that comes out early next year, March next year, I believe.
Mm-hmm. That sounds all right, that. That'll do.
And that's it for trailers for me this week.
Very, very
Isabel's favourite Overwatch character is Widowmaker.
Oh, that's not a bad shout.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Junkrat myself. He's this Australian guy who just likes blowing things up.
I might have to give it a go, this Overwatch thing.
Mate, Overwatch is great fun. You just fucking... I don't know, like it's good team-based shooter stuff, and it's a great deal of fun. Like Junkrat, like literally, his gun is a thing that just fires grenades, and one of his special like things that he has is like a fucking it's just like a jaw trap. What's the fucking word for that? A trap, the like steel hinged jaw trap thing.
Bear trap.
Bear trap, that was it. Fuck me. It's like a bear trap that you catch people in, and then when you do it, alerts you, and then you just press a button, and it just blows up. It's fucking brilliant.
I might give that a go tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, man. Junkrat's great fun. Also, there's a massive, surprisingly not my favourite character, a massive smart gorilla called Winston, and he has glasses, and he has he has a primal rage attack where he fucking pounds the shit out of people. It's it's a good time as Overwatch. It's quite addictive. But anyway, so yeah, Widowmaker's a good shout though. She's fucking sneaky, like kind of long range stuff. Right, okay, so The Disaster Artist is directed by James Franco. Stars James Franco, Dave Franco, Seth Rogen, Alison Brie, Ari Grainer, lots of hey, it's that guy people, like a lot, maybe distractingly so. It's a film about the making of The Room, the kind of like one of the most infamous at this point films ever made. Starts off disconcertingly with talking heads talking about The Room, and then cuts to a fictionalized telling of the making of The Room. So you have James Franco as Tommy Wiseau, who's this... fuck it, man. It's been out for a couple of weeks. Everybody knows The Room. What do you think of The Disaster Artist, Mark? Okay.
I think it's... I think it's good. I enjoyed bits of it, but I'm still... I don't know. It still sits a little... It sits a little bit uncomfortable with me, to be honest. I don't get the cultural obsession with The Room. I just don't get it. It doesn't. I think too much is made of it for some reason. It doesn't. And I think part of that influences my feelings on The Disaster Artist. I think that it's essentially two main characters that you've got. James Franco playing Tommy Wiseau and Dave Franco playing Greg Sestero. I think James Franco's very good. He's very much playing a character of that, and I think he goes beyond merely doing an impression, which I think makes sense. I think at points it does verge on an impression. However, I do feel at points that Dave Franco is essentially playing a Saturday Night Live version of Greg Sestero, and that bothered me a little bit. I'll be honest, I don't think Dave Franco's very good in it. I don't think he doesn't fit the role at all. He's playing that because James Franco's his brother.
Right, okay.
The opening with people essentially just what we're about to watch, and going, hey, look, this guy likes it. and this guy likes it, and look, fucking J.J. Abrams even likes it. That's essentially, so you're justifying what you're about to show me. Just fucking show me it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that felt a little bit, whether it was an afterthought or somebody, it feels a little bit like that. And also, it's a collection of very, very successful people who are very talented and have made very good careers making a film about a person who wasn't very talented. There's no getting away from that. You know, you can have all the drive, determination, and financing in the world. It doesn't get away from the fact that Tommy Wiseau made a crap movie.
Mm-hmm.
He had the finances to do it, but from being crap. So, are they celebrating this crap movie? Are they poking fun at it? Is it a little bit mean-spirited? Are they essentially making a much better movie about the making of the movie? Is it them being a little bit pompous? I'm not quite sure. And it all this lot, and also as well, Tommy Wiseau as himself. I don't know if this is somebody that should be celebrated as much as this seems to be kind of doing. I don't even know whether it is doing it or not, but I think it is. And it's just, there's a little bit like, he's a really fucking weird guy to the point of where it's almost fucking sinister how fucking weird he is. And how much he's managed to hide who he actually is and who he was before. And it's probably really fucking boring who he was before. It's probably the most boring fucking explanation for it, is that explanation for it. But what if it's not the most boring? What if it is a money laundering exercise for the fucking mob or something like that? And it turns out that actually he earned all this money in a really fucking sinister way. It makes people look at everything in a different fucking light. And it's just, I don't know. The thing is, I know that I'm doing a thing that I always say you shouldn't do, and I'm reviewing I should be reviewing the movie, and I'm not. I'm reviewing everything around the movie. But I think it's hard to not with The Disaster Artist, in the sense that the movie is good and it's fun and it's funny at points. But I don't know whether or not it's supposed to be. It is supposed to be funny, but is it supposed to be funny? Is what I'm saying. And I want to know your thoughts on it so we can get more into this.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I obviously liked it more than you did. In all honesty, I do have problems. I mean, I actually thought Dave Franco was pretty solid. In all honesty, it's I like how
the stuck-on beard bothered me.
Well, yeah, okay, there is that. Yes, for sure.
That was awful, and it almost felt intentionally like they were going, "Oh, it's all right for it to look crap because we're making a movie about the Room." And it's like, all right, but I'm sorry, you can't have your cake and fucking eat it. It don't work like that.
It's the thing is, I liked that he was genuinely conflicted, and you know, in the end of the day, he kind of becomes friends with Tommy almost out of desperation. And then, you know, when his life kind of starts improving, it is a little bit like, oh fuck, now I'm stuck with this guy, but like, you know, trying to still be friends with him. I like how he played that. Also, I mean, I'll be honest, I thought apart from a couple of moments, I thought James Franco kind of disappeared into the role. I thought he was really, really good. Now I understand what you're saying about like not really getting into it about how Tommy Wiseau actually, you know, got this money and whatnot. But in a way, I like the fact that it is all a mystery, and that's not really what the film is focused on.
No.
You know, it's this outsider guy who seems to be able to do all this shit, and he's basically able to live his fucking dream. And I think there's something lovely about somebody being able to live their dream despite the fact that they've got no real talent about it, but they still make it. It's like this weird thing where he's making a go of it despite the fact that he actually has no talent. He's just got a lot of money. But just the fact that everybody around him says you're shit at this, but he still perseveres and goes with it, and in a mental way has a success. I don't know. I found that kind of oddly charming. Also, I mean, like, frankly, you are supposed to laugh at him at times, but my biggest laugh, which nobody else in the cinema laughed at, but there's just a little moment where it's in the diner early on where Dave Franco and James Franco are just sat there and like they start reciting the play.
Yeah.
And Dave Franco gets really into it, and then James Franco just looks at me. He's like, "Oh fuck!" And I don't know, just like there's a smile on his face, and it was just like he's into it. It's almost like he's kind of fallen in love right there, but he's just really impressed, and I don't know, I there was a little moment like that, but I just found it really entertaining. And I mean, you haven't seen The Room, have you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Oh, you have. All right. Fine.
Yeah, I've seen The Room. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So, just I don't know. I thought that obviously it's based on the book, so you know it's based in reality. But just the construction of the sex scene was crazy. Like it, just the whole kind of like basically fucking a belly button thing.
I was quite surprised that scene got kind of has been allowed to kind of breeze by in the way it has in this current climate.
Well, there is definitely that.
Because there is that. Because, no matter which way you look at it, this movie outright says that he basically, if he was James Franco or Seth Rogen or Dave Franco was Tommy Wiseau and had done that to an actress, they'd be essentially fucking blacklisted. They'd be spaced, basically. But here, it's done, and I do think that moment isn't done for laughs as such. I think that is one of the true kind of actual dramatic moments in the movie where it is, hang on a minute, no, your neurosis and your eccentricities and your overt weirdness has gotten out of hand now. And I do think that was actually quite well dealt with, but you'll still, if that happened, and let's be honest, both Greg Sestero says it happened, and Tommy Wiseau is basically all right with everything the way he's represented in this movie. If that happened, then it's a little bit weird that he's going to be at the fucking Golden Globes walking down the red carpet with James Franco to go and talk about their best fucking motion picture in a musical or comedy award. And will he end up going to the Oscars? When, there is... It feels a little bit like people are picking and choosing their battles again.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's a really, really fair point. Yeah, I mean, there haven't even really been any like think pieces or anything about it. At least that you like, there's been
because
about
people don't want to, because it's seen as, and it's back to my issues with The Room. It's back to this little. It's almost seen as like this cinephile cool thing that other people don't know about. You don't know about The Room. It's our thing. It's our shitty thing. And it is, and it just, like I say, I don't get it. I cannot comprehend for somebody who would more than once go to a fucking midnight screening of The Room to celebrate its shitness. It baffles me.
Fair enough. Yeah. I don't know. It's my only real criticisms are that it does feel the ending does feel like really that everybody just started laughing and they were applauding it by the end.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Played up. If you're going to tell a fucking story and you're going to tell the true story, tell the fucking true story. I do not believe everybody, no audience has ever laughed anything as much as that, as consistently as that. Ever. At anything. I don't care what it is.
Agreed. Again, just the casting of recognisable faces really bothered me.
But I can see the point in that, because I think that when this movie was conceived and like that, I think it was always going to be this little cabal of Franco, Seth Rogen, and their mates, essentially. And, that's why it got made for such a small budget, etc. Because he, I need somebody to play I'll get Dave Franco's wife to do it, Alison Brie. She's a famous actress. It's under the name to stick on the cast list. Seth Rogen was always going to be in it because he's Franco's busy mate. And then he'll get on his new mates, and it's introducing more and more people into this world. And a lot of them are comedians that I quite enjoy. You had Paul Scheer was in there, and his missus is in it as well. But then the ones that are outside that are a bit weird were people like Jackie Weaver been in there. But it's always nice to see Jackie Weaver in things. Sharon Stone was fantastic and turned up and was in it for literally a minute. And for me, I was like, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
She was brilliant in it. Zac Efron was magnificent.
Yeah, I did not even fucking recognise him in the first bit that he was in.
Yeah, I loved him in it. I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, it's a weird film in that it's getting awards buzz, and it is a little bit like, why? That's a bit like Get Out. In all honesty,
that's it. It's in the same reasons for why I have issues with it beyond the actual film itself. This is a film that's getting awards buzz for itself.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't dislike it. I felt a little bit uncomfortable with it.
Okay, fair enough.
I wasn't sure what I was actually watching.
You were watching a film about Hollywood that people who like Hollywood like, but
yeah,
I quite like Hollywood, and I had a good time with it.
That's it. I really like Hollywood. I think I need to watch it again, because I think if I watch it again, I might be able to go into it with a different point of view and go, do you know what? You're not watching. You went in watching it wrong. I think that affected my ability to watch it independently of everything else around it, which I'll freely admit there. But then there were just things that just kind of took me out of it a little bit. So Franco's beard took me out of it far too much. Josh Hutchinson's terrible wig took me out of it too much.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Because, and I was talking to Becca about it, and she said, that was that kid's hair. It was his actual real hair. And then they stuck a really, really weird wig on Josh Hutcherson to overemphasize that hair.
Yeah.
In the same way as Greg Sestero grew a beard. Why did they have to overemphasize Dave Franco's beard? Or can he just not grow a beard? In which case, I don't trust people who can't grow beards.
Well, my wife can't grow a beard.
We're women. Women, it's fine. I don't trust dudes that can't grow beards.
Don, can you grow a beard? It's a secret.
I'm saying that women are exempt from this. I don't trust guys that can't grow beards.
Okay, no, fair enough.
At some point, Alison Brie will look at a guy with a beard and go,
that'll be the secret
I've made
reason why
a
they get
huge mistake. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, yeah, I don't begrudge what you're saying. I was into it more than you were, and if James Franco gets a Best Actor nomination at the Oscars for playing Tommy Wiseau, then fair fucking play.
I'd be fine with that.
And I really pray that his date to the Oscars is Tommy Wiseau.
I really pray that he's not.
Oh, come on.
No, I don't. I don't see. The guy made a shit film. Why are we celebrating it?
Just
Loads of people make shit. Loads of people make shit films. Yeah, I want to see.
I want to see celebrities be uncomfortable with him because he won't be uncomfortable in the slightest.
Yeah, but if you want to see celebrities be uncomfortable, just let fucking John Travolta go again.
Okay, well, yeah, all right. Okay, definitely not shit.
Touching cloth.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Because I didn't dislike it. I was fine with my time with it for the most part. Okay. I'm just not sure what I watched, which I think is my fault, by the way. I'll freely admit that. But our audience was definitely not shit, 69%, Touching Cloth 23%, and Geostorm 8%. Shit 0%.
Okay, good. I'm fine with that. Very good. So, I've been mingy about stuff. You've been mingy about stuff.
Yep.
Slightly.
Yep.
Let's get I don't know. Like I'm going to be again. So let's see if you are. What have you been watching this week, bud?
I've watched a few Christmas things, and I've watched a few non-Christmas things. So I watched. What did I watch? I'll go through the Christmas things first. I watched A Christmas Carol, the Jim Carrey one. The Robert Zemeckis Jim Carrey one, which is a really odd film, I think. I can see what they're doing and I can see what they were going for. I think Carrey is he's very committed to it. But I think there's just far too much in that movie that just doesn't land. In the sense that I think it was a movie that everyone went into with best intentions, but I think it you can tell it ran away from them a little bit, and that bits didn't work. Like the weirdness of casting Gary Oldman as Bob Cratchit. He feels way too old. Bob Cratchit shouldn't be older. Shouldn't. No matter what, it just doesn't make sense. No matter if you're using motion capture to then put them into a computerized sort of versions of themselves. Bob Cratchit isn't older than Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah.
And he might not be, but I'm pretty certain that Gary Oldman might not be older than Jim Carrey, but I think he probably is. But he does, no matter what, he's perceived older. There's probably not that many years actually between them, in actuality. But he just does seem older, and it's just... And then the ghost being played by Jim Carrey, and one of me plays, I think it's the Ghost of Christmas Past, is Irish for some reason, which just makes no sense. And also it's a candle, it's a wispy candle, it's a bad design, like I say, I get the feeling that movie just got away from them, and you can tell that by the fact that it's 90 minutes long.
I want to rewatch Beowulf at some point. I wonder how
I would, but then again, when you have running kind of jokes within a household. By the way, there is only 4 years between Jim Carrey and Gary Oldman. We have running jokes where certain things that are said trigger you to say something else.
Sure.
Whenever anybody mentions Angelina Jolie, so either me or Bex mention Angelina Jolie for any reason, the other person will always recite a line that she has in Beowulf, which is the line of, "Are you the one they call Beowulf?" Because she just says it weird in the movie. So whenever I would say it, the other one will then say that, which will cause the other person and then repeat that to them, and then you forget why you've said Angelina Jolie's name.
Very good.
So it goes like that. But yeah, I would actually quite like to rewatch Beowulf at some point. And I know if I mention that to Becky, she'll go, "Are you the one they call Beowulf?" at me. and that'll be that. But yeah, what else did I watch? 4 Christmases.
Oh no, why'd you do that?
I don't fucking know.
Like, seriously, why did you do that? That film's awful.
It is shit. I've never seen it.
Oh, wow, really? Okay.
Yeah, that film's shit.
Oh, by the way, we forgot to talk about the Battle Angel trailer. The eyes. Oh my god, the eyes. Sorry.
Yeah, why is Robert Rodriguez directing that movie?
The fuck knows. Right.
It just. Right, for years I've been saying Robert Rodriguez, it'd be nice if he didn't just always do Troublemaker Studios where he's got nobody there to go, Robert, this is a bit shit, mate. And then he's gone out and he's done that, and I was watching the trailer going, oh my god, I just wish you would make Troublemaker Studio movies where there's nobody to tell him that this is a bit shit. Four Christmases, don't watch it, it's shit. It's Vince fucking Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon as... Could Vince Vaughn actually... it doesn't make sense. Vince Vaughn, is he charismatic enough to get with somebody who is perceived as being attractive to Reese Witherspoon? And then as soon as by the time that thought has gone round your head, you've gone, oh, but she's a cunt. That makes sense. And it goes from there. Yeah, it's just not very good. And it's Jon Favreau just being shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's not very good. Also, watch Christmas Vacation. Christmas Vacation is fantastic. There's no getting away from it. It is as an out-and-out Christmas movie that is just a Christmas movie. There isn't a movie you watch at Christmas or that contains parts of Christmas or a movie that happens to be set at Christmas. I do think it is the best Christmas movie.
Very good.
Out-and-out Christmas movie. My favourite movie that is around Christmas is still It's a Wonderful Life, but out-and-out Christmas movie is still that. I think it is a wonderful movie without any sense of... There's no nastiness in it. It's all about this guy who just wants to have a fucking good Christmas for his family.
Indeed.
And it's that. And then I also watched Reindeer Games, which is a movie set at Christmas. Have you ever seen Reindeer Games?
No, I haven't. I'm intrigued.
Right. So, I'll tell you what Reindeer Games is. It's John Frankenheimer, for a start off. And it stars Ben Affleck, Gary Sinise, Charlize Theron, Clarence Williams III, and Dennis Farina. Right? Ooh. Oh, and Danny Trejo's in there as well. So it has the most year 2000 cast in the world. You couldn't pick a more 2000 cast than that. It's got really fucking weird cinematography. I'll say that. The DOP was Alan Casso. I'm not familiar with any of his other work. But yeah, at the start, Ben Affleck is in prison. He's a character called Rudy Duncan. He's in prison with a character called Nick Cassidy. And Nick are set to get out in 2 days. And then Nick is, and this happens in the first bit of the film, so I'm not giving away a spoiler, plus it's a 17-year-old movie, so, 2 days before they're due to get out, Nick is stabbed by a prisoner who is actually trying to stab Rudy because the prisoner thinks that Rudy is the reason why he was sent to the hole for 2 months. So that happens. Rudy then comes out and has to walk past the girl, Charlize Theron's character, that Nick has been talking to via letters for the past amount of time. I think it's about a year, and is going out to meet. Never actually met her in person, never actually seen her, only through picture. But he's formed a kinship and a relationship with this woman. So Ben Affleck's character, when he gets out, Rudy decides, do you know what? Fuck it. He's going to pretend to be Nick to essentially have a fun weekend with this very attractive girl. Then, whilst having this very fun weekend with this very attractive girl called Ashley, Ashley's brother turns up, played by Gary Sinise, who basically wants Rudy, or Nick, as he thinks he is, then plan a heist of a casino that Nick used to work at. Nick isn't Nick, he's Rudy. He tries to tell him that he's Nick. They don't believe him. They then say, well, if you're not Nick, you are this guy Rudy, then we're going to kill you because you're of no use to us and you know our plan. And then he ends up having to plan a robbery for somewhere that he doesn't actually know the way around, and all this fucking shit happens, and people are who they say they are, and all this bullshit, and it all just goes around in weird circles. It's mental. It very much is a late 90s, early 90s kind of thriller, action thriller, in the sense that it's got way too many twists and turns that it ends up tying itself in knots. But for Tuesday night entertainment, it's perfectly fine, and there's enough there to make it fun. Ben Affleck is in that stage where people were starting to wear thin of Ben Affleck before he had the kind of renaissance he did when people went, holy shit, Gone Baby Gone was really fucking good.
Yeah.
And then he went on to do, he became an Oscar winner. So another Oscar winner. He already had one, didn't he? So yeah, it's actually quite a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Would I recommend it? Watch the trailer, and if you think, fuck it, yeah, then you'll probably get on with it. But if you watch the trailer and go, well, that looks fucking stupid, yeah, it kind of is stupid. But it's on Prime as well. However, if you do try and search for it, it will take you to one that you can rent, which is the director's cut of Reindeer Games, because there's a director's cut. I did a little bit of reading up on it, and apparently there's not actually that much fucking different in it. So it basically said, look, there's no point in watching the fucking director's cut. You might as well watch the original cut if the director's cut isn't available, because you're not actually seeing that different a fucking movie, and it's like 4 minutes difference in that. So it was enough fun.
Okay.
I'll do my last Christmas movie then. How many have you got to do?
How many films? Total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Do you want me to do my next one? You do a few, and then I'll do a few, then you do the rest of yours.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, do it.
Yeah, cool. Rewatched Office Christmas Party.
Did we review that last year?
We did review that last year. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's still a lot of fun. It's made me. It's the Office Christmas Party to me in my mind is the movie that's made me finally go, okay, yeah, I get the Olivia Munn thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I've previously hated it. But yeah, I get it with this. It's a lot of fun. It works very well watching it at Christmas, is what I will say for that. So I think it came out after Christmas, didn't it, weirdly? I think did we watch it after Christmas or summer?
No, I remember because it was the day it came out, the weekend it came out was the day after my my work Christmas thing. And I was like, that was the night I got dropped off like 5 minutes away from my house.
Oh, of course it was. Yeah, that was that review. Yeah. There was some. It might have been a night before Christmas. I did that with them. Watched it after Christmas. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Office Christmas Party. Apart from, I still have issues with one character, and it's Kate McKinnon's character.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because it does seem that, for me anyway, I do think that maybe Ghostbusters was a bit of a fluke for her, because her thing does seem to be pointing her head forward a little bit and talking like that all of the time in every character she does.
Yeah.
And it's like, right, you didn't do that, or you didn't do that as obviously in Ghostbusters. You're just annoying the fuck out of me now. But yeah, it does contain Courtney B. Vance getting shot in the face with a bag of cocaine.
Very good.
Yeah. So go on then. Let's give some of yours.
Cool. So I yeah, that's right. I think I'm going to rewatch that.
It's on Prime.
Yeah, absolutely. Funnily enough, fucking just a little tangent, right? So I saw Vodzilla tweet yesterday that anime, Your Name, is on Amazon Prime now. I don't know whether you've heard of it. It's like very well regarded.
Heard of it.
Yeah. So literally, if you search your name on Amazon Prime, I'm going to do it on the app right now, right? And I'm going to say all the films that come up before your name. Right, so literally search your name.
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking my Wi-Fi must be running a bit slow.
It's not even coming up in my search. Oh, wait, yeah, there it is. But yeah. So, I will
How many down did you have to do?
Right, so here we go. The Boy and the Beast, A Silent Voice, Summer Wars, Kubo and the Two Strings, Call Me By Your Name, David Dickinson's Name Your Price, Spell Your Name, Surviving the Darkest Days of Human History, I Want to Know Your Name, What's Your Mama's Name in the style of Tanya Tucker, Lord, I Lift Your Name High in the style of Petra, Breathe Your Name in the style of Sixpence None the Rich, What's Your Name in the style of Ned Skinnerd, I Don't Even Know Your Name in the style of Alan Jackson, When I Call Your Name in the style of Vince Gill, Every Time My Heart Calls Your Name in the style of John Berry. And these are what I'm reading. I'm still wearing Your Name in the style of Anne Naseby. How to Play What's Your Name by Lynyrd Skynyrd, guitar tabs. And Your Name is Jonah. My Name is Earl, season 4. Your Name, Japanese with English subtitles. Your Name, English dub version.
What the fuck?
The search engine on Amazon Prime is fucked.
Like, seriously, what is that?
It's crap.
It just what is that? Even if you filter included with Prime, it's the third one down. And it's the name of the film.
It's the name of the film. And it's not like the other ones above it. Do you know what? I've encountered stuff like this on Prime before, though, to be honest.
Oh, it's fucking bizarre. Like, because I was just like, because I've been really intrigued about this film and I really want to watch it. And I saw it. I was like, oh, fucking sweet, brilliant. And it's like, well, where is it then? And then I was just scrolling for, and it's just like, how? Anyway, fucking. So if anyone's been searching for Your Name on Amazon Prime, you need to scroll down about a dozen fucking titles. Like, just, oh, ridiculous, man! Like, just what search engine is that? Anyway, right, okay. So, I'll get the Ian's a dickhead and doesn't like things out the way. A warm up. Dee Rees's Mudbound. It's on Netflix. Golden Globe nominations came out the other day, and people were complaining about Dee Rees and Patty Jenkins not being in the list for Best Director. Nah, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. Like, it's. I mean, like, I haven't seen Lady Bird, so Greta Gerwig may well be worthy of a slot. I'm definitely not saying she's not in the fucking slightest, and I look forward to Lady Bird.
Can I just point out one thing about this, though? This whole Golden Globes thing, right? The Golden Globes are a fucking joke of an awards ceremony. They are. There's no getting away from it. They're a fucking joke. So why the fuck do people give a shit?
There is that. Yeah. It's the thing is, it's basically it's people whining about them, and then people whining about the fact that people care about them, and it's like, but people only care about them because people whine about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fucking whatever, you know. But yeah, Mudbound. Okay, so it literally took me like 6 sittings to get through it. Fucking right. The thing is,
two and a bit hours long, innit?
Yeah, it is. I gave it 7 out of 10 on Letterboxd because the final 20 minutes is really, really, really powerful. And the final 20 minutes feel like what this film is actually trying to be about. But it bothers itself with a triangle. Okay, it's a story, right? Okay, so Jason Clarke marries Kerry Mulligan. And they meet his brother, played by Garrett Hedlund, and he and Kerry Mulligan have a little bit of a spark, but it's not really all that much of anything. Jason Clarke and Kerry Mulligan buy a farm, and they on the land are this black family. The mother, played by Mary J. Blige, who has got nominated for Best Supporting Actress nomination at the Golden Globes. She's tipped to get one at the Oscars, and I don't know why. She's fine. She's good. It's a good performance, but there's not really that much to it. And she doesn't really get anything showy either. I genuinely don't get why. So one of the sons of the family is played by Jason Mitchell, I believe his name is. He goes to war and in World War II, and Garrett Hedlund goes as well. While they're off at war, the farm's kind of not doing all that well. And then they come back. They both basically have PTSD, and they're trying to help each other while Jason Mitchell is also undergoing some horrendous racism by those around him. The film bothers itself with this love triangle between Clarke, Mulligan, and Hedlund for way too long. And the film doesn't, it's weird because by the end of it, the focus on it really isn't even there. It's like something happens, and then there's never any follow-up on it because the film has concerned itself with the thing it feels like it wanted to concern itself with all along, which was the disgusting nature in which this war hero is dealt with by the community around him. It's horrible. And, the Klan get involved, and it's really, really hard to watch, and it is powerful. That's also about 20, 25 minutes of the film, and the rest of it is has moments of real power. Also has an awful lot of stuff where it's Kerry Mulligan and Jason Clarke being miserable with each other, and it's not that watchable.
No, that's it. So is the end 20 minutes worth the sitting through the first?
It's difficult, to be honest. Garrett Hedlund is fun and charming. Jason Clarke, it kind of feels like hasn't really followed through on the promise that some of his earlier stuff had had him down for. Kerry Mulligan's good, but she's kind of miserable through the film. It's very dour.
It looks like it could be a bit.
And people are saying why this film's being ignored because it's Netflix. This film's being ignored because it's a female filmmaker. I'm sorry, maybe this film's being ignored because it's not that great. Maybe it's just that. Maybe don't make excuses for the film. Maybe the film's just not that good. It's fine. And the last 20 minutes are very good. If it was less than 2 hours, I'd say, it probably is worth it. At 2.25 hours long, you're fucking pushing it, man.
That's it. Once you break that 2 hour mark, it's a little bit... You've got to really be delivering something.
Yeah, it was end-of-year catch-up stuff. And I feel like my time would have been better served watching something else. It kind of.
I'm looking at that, and at the moment, I want to get. I've got a lot of end of year catch up stuff to get through. Because we watch a lot, but there's always stuff you miss. And I'm looking at this and going, right, it's 2 and a bit hours long, and I'm sort of thinking, do I watch that or Detroit? I'll try and watch both, but there's. I also don't want to be depressed that much at Christmas, and I feel this is going to anger and depress me. Which is, I'm fine with films angering me and depressing me and having that eliciting that response because that's what it's supposed to do. That movie, it's not supposed to entertain me. It's supposed to elicit that reaction. And in January I might be better suited to that. But do I want to watch that with all my Christmas fucking decorations up and things like that? And there'll be people who say, well, maybe you should watch that at that moment. I'm like, yeah, maybe I should. but I also have to get up the next day and go to work and all this fucking shit.
No, I mean,
there's that, to consider. And does that make me a terrible person? Not really, no.
No, quite. I mean, no, quite. I agree, and I've got to say, Detroit. I'm looking forward to seeing Detroit, and I will get it done before end of year stuff. It's out to buy on iTunes, I think, next week, so it'll probably be out to rent within the next few weeks. And that film. One criticism of it is the fact that it's a white woman trying to tell a black story and apparently dropping the ball, and we shall see. But you have to wonder if Ava DuVernay made exactly the same film, would people be fucking crawling up everybody's asses trying to get it a Best Director nomination? Like, it's like, I don't know, people getting annoyed about Patty Jenkins not getting a director nod for Wonder Woman. If a male director directed that film, no one would be fucking talking about that at all. They wouldn't.
No, they really wouldn't. If Christopher Nolan didn't get a Best Director nomination for The Dark Knight, then it's fine. For
Wonder
Patty
Woman
Jenkins.
is a really, really good film, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what she does with Wonder Woman 2. The last act is also not that great, and it just, can't a film make a fuckload of money, make more than Justice League, and that be a success? No, she's got to be nominated for Best Director as well. It doesn't. Just no.
There are 5 better directed movies out there.
There are. That's the thing. And you know what? I'm not saying that Mudbound or Wonder Woman are terrible films. They're not. Mudbound, 7 out of 10. Wonder Woman is a solid 8 out of 10 for me. Fucking solid. But they just they're not in the 10 best films of the year. They're not. I get if you're making a list and you want to have representation in there. Like, I was listening, slight tangent, I was listening to IndieWire's podcast, and Eric Cohn, one of the guys on the podcast, said when he was doing his top 10 list, he wanted to have representation in there.
Then don't bother fucking writing a list.
I'm sorry, is that actually your top 10 best films of the year then? Because that sounds like it objectively it's not.
Yeah, that's I don't believe in this list, but here are my reasons, and you can't argue with my reasons. Well, I can. It's quite easy.
Here are films I want to highlight this year.
You're
not
pandering.
My top 10 films I want to highlight this year. Fair enough. But if you're saying, I don't know, if you're, it just, no.
Look how strong my filmic moral compass is. I've chosen this in my top 10. Fuck off.
Fuck
off. Just don't bother. Simple as that.
I don't know. It just, wow, God, it's just why I understand the world is a shitty place,
but we're tying ourselves in knots. And again, it's like I've said to you, if you start boiling things down to content, if you start elevating things because of, and I've been massively hypocritical because of my thoughts on Disaster Artist, but if you start elevating things based purely on the political climate surrounding it, then actually what you're doing is you're harming your own argument.
Yeah.
Apparently Lady Bird. I keep wanting to say Ladybug. It's Lady Bird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently Lady Bird is fantastic. Apparently it's brilliant.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. It's if you're gonna attach yourself to a horse and say that's my fucking horse, that's fine. But don't literally go through every movie that was written or directed by a woman and go, right, here are all my horses, and fucking throw them at everything, and then complain when all of them don't win the fucking race.
Yeah. No, I mean that's exactly it. That's exactly it. And it made me laugh though. Somebody tweeting, because I've seen this quite a lot. Somebody tweeting about all the best director nominations to Golden Globes being 5 white men. Yeah, Guillermo del Toro is a white man. Is a white American man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, his name's Guillermo del Toro, for fuck's sake. It's fuck's sake. Anyway, right. On to Ian Loring's great misery fucking boner of 2017, the Florida Project. Yeah, all right. So it's Sean Baker's follow-up to Tangerine. He shot that on an iPhone. He shot this on 35mm. I don't know why, because it could have been shot on an iPhone. I really didn't get the Florida Project. Miserable fucking woman who is raising a kid who, she's so precocious. Yeah, she's also a fucking nightmare. Willem Dafoe,
you're kidding me.
What?
I'm going to hate this movie, aren't I?
Probably. Willem Dafoe is the motel manager who likes them for some reason, even though you never really get a sense of why. Through the film, the kid runs around with other kids and life is experienced. Life around Disney in Kissimmee, where, you know, people are just trying to make a living next to that big corporate thing. And aren't we all just, And isn't it ironic that they're right by Disney? Yeah. And isn't this mother a real life woman? Yes, she's a woman who, if she was in the UK, would be appearing on Jeremy Kyle. Fantastic. Well done. I am really looking forward to spending 2 hours of my life with this woman. What did I learn by the end of the film? Fuck all, apart from people like the smell of their own farts. Yeah, I'm baffled. I am baffled at how many top 10 lists this is coming out on. I don't get it. I don't get why people like this film so much. It's misery porn. There's life in it. At the end, social services get involved, and I thought they were the fucking heroes.
Yeah, well, I'm quite looking forward to me watching this just out of pure curiosity. But it does sound like everything that kind of is going to irritate me.
Do you know what though? Everybody fucking loves it. Like it must have caught me on a really, really wrong mood.
Or occasionally things just sometimes you watch something and you go, I'm not seeing it. It pushes the wrong buttons.
It was a film that genuinely, and I got into a funk for a few days after this film about whether I am even that bothered about cinema. And it just, like, people fucking just coming over this, and I don't get it. And it's like, do I just not care? That Florida Project gave me an existential crisis. And it
does happen occasionally with films where everybody will go on about how amazing it is, and you watch it and you go, no. And when the Babadook came out and everyone was telling me it was one of the greatest horrors of the past 10 years, and I was like, no, it's not. It's shit. And my thing with the Babadook is still, it's not a difference of opinion. I'm right and you're wrong. It's shit. It's still a malevolent fucking creature that can be kept fucking at bay with worms from a garden. No, I'm not starting on Babadook again.
No, fair enough. I've literally got like 10 minutes, so I'm just going to get going. But Florida Project, if you think it's shit, you're not the only one. That's all.
Don't worry, I can rattle through mine.
Okay, cool. Right, I'll just very quickly. Elf is great. Triple X Return of Cage, it's great. Obviously.
Yeah.
Ferdinand, John Cena as a bull. It was quite nice. It will do for you and the kids. Like if you have kids, it's not a bad shout. It's aimed at the very, very youngest, but it is very sweet and it's got a nice little message to it.
Nice.
And are we going to review Jumanji?
Out the week after next. Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah.
going to see it anyway. Yeah.
All right,
I'm
I'll
gonna see
leave it.
Cool.
All right, go on.
I rewatched Ace Ventura: Pet Detective after you watched it the week. It gave me a hand to
how'd
watch
that
it. I can see what you're saying, but I think within the about it because you said it feels a little bit with them, the burning of the clothes and everything like that. I still think within the construct of this movie and of the time and of the fact that it's taking the piss out of the movie Crying Game, I still think it works. I still think you can give it a pass, and if you're going to start pointing at it, you can then go, all right, let's open up a fucking book of all of the movies that you'll celebrate that you could actually go, well, that's not right, and that's not right, and that's not right. We sometimes have to just say, do you know what? Moved on in the 23 years since this movie was made. That can't be right. This movie's 23 years old. Did I just say that? That's right, isn't it? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. I saw that movie 4 times in the cinema.
Nice.
But yeah, I still think it's a really funny fucking movie, and you can see why it launched Jim Carrey's career as a movie star, because it is fun, and it is an absolute singular performance where Tom Scheideck's basically gone, I'm just going to let this guy go. Because he's going to do so much, and so much of it's going to land, and some of it's not going to land. And the weird thing is, with Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, it's one of those very rare moments in comedy where everything he does lands, and it's weird.
Yeah,
I go as far as to say it is one of the great comedic performances of cinema in that, which sounds weird because it's Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, but everything he puts out there lands.
Yeah. Very good.
I watched The Mummy.
Which one?
The Kurtzman one.
Oh, Christ. How'd that go?
Yeah, it's shit. It's really shit. But it's more fun on a rewatch.
Okay.
Is what I'll say there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some good bits in it. There's one scene that stands out, and it's the bit where Annabella Wallace and Russell Crowe and that the other guy, Russell Crowe's henchman number 1, are basically talking about the fact they're going to kill Tom Cruise, and he's just stood there going, "What? Huh?" And kind of in between them going, "Well, you can't do that." And he's going, "Excuse me, what? You're going to kill me?" And Russell Crowe's going, "Yeah, but it's because..." And then just having the conversation around him, and that scene is actually really quite fucking good. But so much of it is just weird and just doesn't make sense. Yeah, but do you know what? I was fine with it. I was actually, it's fine.
Okay.
And we watched Fracture because Becky likes Fracture and wanted to watch Fracture, so we rewatched Fracture. It's a great early-ish Ryan Gosling. It's Ryan Gosling, not early Ryan Gosling, but Ryan Gosling before he became the Ryan Gosling we all know and love now. It's a pre-Drive Ryan Gosling, or even a pre-Notebook Ryan Gosling, I think. And I also watched Rush Hour, because you watched Rush Hour 3 the other day. And
I did, and you'd never seen any of them, had you?
I'd never seen any of them. It made me want to watch Rush Hour 3. But I have to watch Rush Hour and Rush Hour 2 before I can watch Rush Hour 3. So I watched Rush Hour because it's on Prime, and it's a lot of fucking fun. I know I'm not supposed to like it because it's a Brett Ratner film and he's a terrible bastard, but Jackie Chan's not a terrible bastard. And Chris Tucker, you're watching it going, oh my God, that guy was basically Eddie Murphy, but 10 years later. Which is what he's doing. He's doing Eddie Murphy.
He is indeed.
But it does land, and you're looking at it going, but you know what? He's funny. He's a fucking, you might not look at it now, and you might look at him and go, really, the guy from Silver Linings Play? But he's a really fucking good-looking guy, is Chris Tucker, actually, in that. He's got all of it there. So it's a shame that he ran into issues with being Chris Tucker or whatever, because he's a lot of fun in this movie, and I'm looking forward to watching the next one.
Very good. Okay, very good.
Yep. So what else have you watched?
No, I'm done.
Oh, did you want to run through all yours? Yeah, well, that's it. I'm done now then.
Oh, hang on, yeah. Sorry. I ended up just spitting through them all. No, hang on. No, wait, did I? I can't remember now. Fuck it. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I'm done. I'm gonna have to go. So, I ever so sorry, but the question or questions we've had, we'll save it for next week, as we're joined by a guest next week.
We are indeed, yes.
Steve Nixon.
I'd like to say what we're reviewing next week, but I think everyone will have fucking worked out what we're reviewing next week.
Yeah, Steve Nixon's on for his annual appearance, his third annual appearance, as he comes on to join us to talk Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Which we always really enjoy. I think it's great having somebody who when I say, so why was this? He can go, well, it's because of this, and I go, right, that makes sense now to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, very good. So it'll probably be a long chat, that. So yeah, we'll looking forward to having Steve on, and 7 a.m. Thursday morning for me.
Yeah, you're good. Do you know what? I weirdly, I was going through and was clearing up a bit of space on my phone and deleting a load of pictures on my phone. And I went by one, and it was the screenshot that you sent me of your booking of the 7 a.m. screening of what is it? And I was like, shit, yeah, Ian's got to see it at 7 a.m. and then go to work.
It's fucking, like, seriously, the Cineworld, they're doing midnight, they're doing 3:30, and then here are all the times they've got, right? 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, they've got a 2D and a 3D at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:40.
See, 12:20, 1 o'clock, fucking hell, 1:40, 2:20, 2:40, 3:10, 3:40. Jesus Christ.
How many screens is that Cineworld?
Sorry?
How many screens is that Cineworld?
15.
So it must be on like 4 screens then, 4 or 5 screens.
So basically, before 10 o'clock in the morning, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 showings.
That's insane. That is madness. I'm actually going to see it on Saturday night because it's the only time I can go.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
Like,
I know.
Fucking, oh my God, you can tell Star Wars is out. Right, from next Wednesday, the 15-screen cinema is showing 9 films. One of them has only got 1 showing that day. One of them's got 2 showings. And another one's got 1 showing, and another's got 3 showings, because Star Wars is on in that many screens.
Do you know what? If people like it, I'm fine with it.
Like, fucking hell. Like, all that is showing in a 15-screen Cineworld next Wednesday: Star Wars, Daddy's Home 2, Paddington 2, Justice League, Ferdinand, Disaster Artist, Jumanji, Muppet Christmas Carol, Pitch Perfect 3.
Oh, God, Pitch Perfect 3. Yep.
But I'm looking forward to it. 7 o'clock morning showing in a cinema is going to be an experience.
Yeah. So,
yeah. That will do it. We will speak to you next week. Anything more, Mark?
No, that's everything. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that show. And yeah.
Good times. Thank you very much for listening, guys. Bye-bye.
Speak to you later, guys. Bye.